Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what's happening behind the scenes right now in the NFL, especially involving the Cincinnati Bengals, could have massive repercussions for the Seattle Seahawks. Rumors are swirling that the Bengals are considering trading Trey Hendrickson, a player who's been a nightmare for quarterbacks and an absolute force on the defensive line. The word is that Cincinnati is looking to move Hendrickson in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. If this goes through, it's not just a simple trade. It's a statement, a clear message that Cincinnati is prioritizing rebuilding, focusing on youth, and managing their cap space more effectively. Right now, the Bengals are sitting with about $12 million in cap space, and with a record of 3-4, they're clearly aware that they need to make some moves to compete more efficiently in the future. By trading Hendrickson, who's earning around $16 million in 2026, Cincinnati aims to free up roughly $14 million in cap space right now, which they can reinvest into their roster, especially on the offensive line, which has been a concern, particularly with Joe Burrow coming back from injuries and needing more protection. This is a strategic move that signals a shift in the Bengals' approach, shifting away from trying to win now and instead focusing on laying the groundwork for the future. But why would the Seahawks be so interested in Hendrickson? Well, let's take a closer look at this guy. Trey Hendrickson, who was a third-round pick back in 2017, has built an impressive career with a total of 68. 5 sacks so far. That's no small feat. He's also accumulated 152 quarterback hits and recorded a PFF grade of 89.2, which puts him in the top 5 among edge rushers in the league. His EPA per rush is plus 0.28, meaning he consistently impacts plays positively for his team. In the 2025 season, Hendrickson recorded 5 sacks, 22 pressures, a win rate of 28%, and forced 4 fumbles, all while maintaining 0 injuries, which is huge for a player at this level. His relentless style, comparable to some of the best in the league like Garrett, makes him a nightmare for offenses. What makes Hendrickson even more appealing is his ability to generate pressure and sacks against the run and pass. He's often double-teamed, about 75% of the time, yet still manages to be effective, with 4 sacks per post-snap situation. When you consider the Bengals' defensive line, which is starting to show some vulnerabilities, especially with the team surrendering 6 yards per carry, Hendrickson's presence could be a game-changer. His 28% win rate in rushing the passer, combined with his ability to force turnovers, 4 forced fumbles in 2025, makes him a perfect fit for Seattle's aggressive pass rush strategy. Now, what about the Seahawks? Well, they're sitting pretty at 5-2, and their pass rush has been solid but not quite elite. They rank 12th in sacks with 22 overall, but adding a player like Hendrickson could elevate that unit significantly. He's proven to be an absolute force on the field. Alongside Mafe, who's already tallied 5 sacks this season, and Taylor, who's also been impactful, Hendrickson could turn the Seahawks' pass rush into a dominant force capable of terrorizing any quarterback in the league. His addition would be like adding a final piece to a puzzle that's already showing promising signs of becoming one of the league's most feared defenses. Think about it, Hendrickson's ability to add 11 more sacks to the Seahawks, total, bumping their pressure rate up by nearly 19%, could be the difference in close games, especially in the playoffs. And it's not just about sacks. His presence creates opportunities for other players to succeed. When Hendrickson is on the field, teams have to account for him constantly, which opens up lanes for Mafe, Taylor, and others to make plays. Even with Reed's knee injury, which has affected his EPA per rush, Hendrickson's impact remains consistent, helping the Seahawks maintain their momentum and keep climbing toward the postseason. And let's not forget the significance of this move in the bigger picture. The Seahawks are already seeing their odds of winning the Super Bowl improve. Initially at plus 3,500, they've now moved to plus 2,100, reflecting the increased confidence in this team's potential. Hendrickson could be the X factor in the playoffs, especially against elite quarterbacks like Kyler Murray, against whom he's already posted a significant number of sacks, 5 per game, in fact. His relentless edge rush skills could be pivotal in shutting down high-powered offenses and giving the Seahawks the edge they need to finally break through and get to the big game. From a strategic perspective, this potential trade also echoes the Seahawks' recent moves. They've shown a willingness to be aggressive, to bolster their front seven, and to invest in players who can make an immediate impact. Hendrickson's style is reminiscent of the likes of Cliff Avril, a player who made a huge difference for the Seahawks during their Super Bowl-winning seasons. His ability to consistently pressure the quarterback, force turnovers, and rack up sacks aligns perfectly with the Seahawks' defensive philosophy: fast, disruptive, relentless. Looking ahead, if this trade does happen, it's not just about adding a great player. It's about signaling to the entire league that the Seahawks are serious contenders. They're building a front seven that can match up with anyone, and Hendrickson's addition could be the final piece that pushes them over the edge into true championship contention. The NFL season is a long, grueling grind, but having a player like Hendrickson on your side makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to those crucial late-season games and the playoffs. Now, considering the NFC West, where the 49ers and Rams are also vying for supremacy, the Seahawks' aggressive moves could shift the balance of power. The 49ers, with their stout defense and dynamic offense, are still the favorites, but if Seattle strengthens their pass rush, they could challenge that dominance more directly. The Rams, rebuilding and trying to find their footing, could also be affected by this shift, especially if Hendrickson helps elevate the Seahawks' defense to new heights. The NFC West is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in recent years, and this potential Hendrickson trade could be the catalyst that makes the Seahawks not just playoff contenders, but genuine Super Bowl contenders. And of course, all this speculation about a trade is happening against the backdrop of the NFL's tight schedule, with the trade deadline set for November 4th. That's right, folks, just a few days away. Teams are scrambling, negotiations are heating up, and the Seahawks' front office is likely paying close attention to these developments. If they can secure Hendrickson, it would send a clear message that they're all in this season, that they're serious about making a deep run, and that they're willing to do whatever it takes to bring another Lombardi Trophy home to Seattle. But let's also acknowledge some skepticism. Cincinnati's cap situation and their focus on rebuilding youth mean they might not be willing to part ways with Hendrickson unless the offer is right. Some analysts point out that losing Hendrickson could weaken Cincinnati's rush, which has already seen a 25% drop in EPA. That exposes Burrow more, and with 24 sacks taken so far, it's clear they need to shore up their protection. The trade might make sense for Cincinnati's long-term strategy, but for the Seahawks, it's all about capitalizing on this opportunity while they can. A player like Hendrickson doesn't come around often, especially one who is as consistent and impactful as he has been. In conclusion, if this trade goes through, it could be one of the most significant moves of the season for the Seahawks. Hendrickson's talent, combined with Seattle's current trajectory, could set the stage for a serious playoff push and a shot at that elusive Super Bowl title. It's a move that would not only bolster their defensive line, but also send a powerful message to the rest of the league. Seattle is here, and they're ready to fight for everything. The potential impact is enormous, and Seahawks fans should be watching these developments closely as the trade deadline approaches. This could be the move that elevates the Seahawks from good to great, from playoff hopefuls to serious contenders, and maybe, just maybe, it could be the final piece they need for a memorable Super Bowl run. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.